This unbeaten streak is over for Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen, up to this point of the season, their second to last game of the season, they have snapped their 51 game unbeaten streak. And Atalanta have snapped their 61-year-less trophy doubt behind a hat trick from Adamola Lookman. 3 goals from Adamola Lookman as they lift up the Europa League in their first trophy for 61 years. This is the first time all season Leverkusen has conceded 3 goals in one game. And this is only the second time this season that Leverkusen has been held scoreless, which is actually unbelievable when you think about it. Only the second time they've been held scoreless. But tonight was just not Leverkusen's night. Atalanta, they played physical, aggressive. They played up high up the field. They played more aggressive, more energized, if that's a word, than Leverkusen. It seemed like Leverkusen were a little bit fragile. They couldn't handle the press. Granit Xhaka, the way he was pressed, he had no control of the game. He couldn't really dictate tempo, the composure that we've seen from him throughout the season. He lacked it all. He lacked composure. It was a struggling display for Granit Xhaka and that midfield in general. With Palacios, they couldn't get anything really going. And then Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso deciding not to play a striker, having both Patrick Schick and Boniface on the bench, not really having that target man up top, a striker up top, going with going with no strikers. Playing a unique attacking lineup of Adli, Wirtz, and pushing up Frimpong a little bit higher up the pitch, bringing in Stanisic. It was a strange display from Bayer Leverkusen. I was very disappointed that this is how they came out in the final. Now, Xabi Alonso spoke after the game. We were not planning to have, this is what he said, we were not planning to have a bad day, but for sure we had one. It was not meant to be. We could not cope with many difficult situations. The unbeaten run has come to an end, but congratulations to Atalanta. They deserved it, so nothing more to say. It was not about tactics. Individually, they were better, and as a team as well, we learned from that. It is hard. We have another final on Saturday that they can go for a German double, by the way. Atalanta were very brave. They defended really well, so we could not create chances. They are a pretty special team. Today was not our day. Normally, we get in better positions, but today we couldn't. It hurts because we wanted to lift this trophy, but you can't have everything. It doesn't change the effort. This is football. Leverkusen, they were really struggling. I think Atalanta defended very, very well, and they defended for their lives at times. Whenever Leverkusen in the second half, they started getting a little bit more possession of the ball. Atalanta had no holes in there. Leverkusen, they couldn't create a chance. They play so fluid, so possession-oriented, fluid football, Leverkusen, but they had to resort to a lot of sideways passing. There was no type of verticality. There was no ball with any sort of cutting edge that shifted the way the Atalanta defense was set up. That block remained. No defenders were getting moved out of place the way Leverkusen has been able to do throughout the season, and Atalanta just seemed very, very comfortable. And any type of dangerous opportunity seemed like it was coming from the counter. Adamola Lookman was brilliant, hat trick. To have this kind of performance in a final, the clinical nature of him, the way he beat I think it was Stanisic to the spot on the first goal, and then the second goal, the nutmeg, the finish, and then the third goal on the counter, a rocket of a finish. It was just This is not some sort of tap in hat trick. This is a brilliant hat trick, and to do it in the final is a performance that he'll remember for the rest of his life. Definitely his career performance, the most famous night in Atalanta's football club history, and yeah, it was amazing. Atalanta speaking, Ademola Lookman speaking after the game said, "One of the best nights of my life. Yeah, an amazing performance from the team. Yeah, we did it. Not got many words to say, but yeah, fantastic. Third time lucky. I'm just happy we won. I'm so pleased. A lot of celebrating. We made history tonight." Yeah, it's, you know, Leverkusen, the dominance that they've had this season, and for this game to be the game that they fall off in the manner that they did, is honestly quite disappointing. If you're an Atalanta fan, if you're a Leverkusen fan, it's kind of disappointing that now is the big drop off to for Atalanta. I keep saying Atalanta, for Leverkusen, that this game's the game. But they were kind of, it happens. It's football. You can't go unbeaten forever. It's just in a final, they laid it. And I think Atalanta's aggressive nature was really what made it. And, Atalanta came off the back of losing a cup final, losing the Coppa Italia to Juventus. That's what Atalanta was coming off of, losing the Coppa Italia to Juventus. While, and then they played a Serie A game against Nice. But Leverkusen, they're coming off like, clinching the Bundesliga a long time ago, destroying VfL Bochum 5-0. They're on good form. They've unbeaten the whole season. They were never on good form. But it was just interesting. The injuries Atalanta suffered too, not having Martin de Roon. They didn't come in, relatively healthy too. So it really is remarkable for them. But the way that they did it, it was just fantastic nature. I don't want to take much credit away from them. I think Leverkusen, they didn't show up too. They just got completely outplayed. This was not a game where, Atalanta is playing against a better team in Leverkusen, so they're going to sit in and play compact. No, Atalanta, they had 7 shots on target to Leverkusen's 3. They had the same amount of shots as Atalanta. Leverkusen had a lot of the possession, 67% of the possession, but most of it was just sideways, backwards, sideways, nothing penetrating. Frimpong and Grimaldo, they didn't get involved in the attack like they normally did. When they were when they were on the ball, it just seemed like they were looking to go sideways and back. They didn't have the guy to target up. And I think Xabi Alonso got a little bit cute, not going with Boniface up top, going for Adli, giving you a little bit something different. I think he got a little bit clever, a little bit cute, and outcoached in this game by Gasperini. Gasperini that he also went to a little bit differently, playing Cup and Minors in a little bit different role that he normally played, relying on the work rate of Scamacca, Lukman, Catalari, Cup Minors. They really, really worked hard, and they were really, really aggressive. They were physical. Jimisti, Helen, and Kolasinac, they defended brilliantly. They kept it very, very compact. Ederson and Cup Miners did a brilliant job of covering the spaces in between the outside center backs and Hian, the middle center backs. They did a great job of keeping it compact. Zappacosta and Urugeri, they did a good job of trying to limit the type of impact that Frimpong and Grimaldo could have on the game by keeping them honest. And Stanisic, they did a very, very good job. It was just overall, Atalanta played their best game, and Gasperini, he is a very, very good manager. There's a little bit talks on his future, on what's the next move for him, whether or not he stays in Atalanta or not. But I definitely think what he came into Atalanta and then with this football club, the amount of times that they've been in European competition. This is a club with not the biggest of pedigrees. They're not, they don't have, a ridiculous pedigree in Europe football. And what he's done and came in, and now he's got the trophy, the Europa League honor trophy. They reached the Champions League. They reached the Champions League quarterfinals before. They were this close to making the semifinals. They almost got PSG. PSG scored 2 goals in the last minute to get past them. I think Gasperini is a brilliant manager, and hats off to him and this Atalanta team for getting it done. And it's a pity for Xabi Alonso and Leverkusen.